Quality production simply means producing a good or service that meets customer expectation. By producing a quality good or service, a business can establish brand image of the product or even the business, build brand loyalty, maintain a good reputation, increase sales, and attract new customers. There are two common approaches that a business can use to achieve quality production. They are quality control and quality assurance. They have their own advantages and disadvantages. Quality control is the checking for quality of a good or service at the end of the production process. Quality control tries to eliminate faults or errors before the customer receives the product. Quality inspectors stand at the end of a production line to check for faults. If they find faulty items of a product, they will remove it to prevent it from being sent to their customers. The inspectors don't need special or much training to do their task. Therefore, in terms of training cost, quality control is relatively cheaper than quality assurance, as less training is required for employees. However, as inspectors are employed and need to be paid, this adds to labour cost. This makes quality control relatively more expensive compared to quality assurance. Another disadvantage is that this approach only identifies the fault, but it doesn't find why the fault has occurred. Therefore, this is difficult to remove the problem. Production cost will increase if faulty goods have to be scrapped or reworked, or services have to be repeated. Quality assurance is the checking for quality standards throughout the production process, not only at the end of the production line. In other words, production process in every single stage must meet standards set. Quality assurance guarantees that quality is maintained in everything from the quality of inputs or raw materials to good working machines, smooth supply lines, skilled workers, and which leads to timely delivery of good items and administrations required for achieving the business objectives. Problems at a certain stage of production process can be easily identified and can be solved immediately. This can happen because employees in every stage of production are responsible for checking for faults or errors. Therefore, production cost can be reduced if fewer products have to be scrapped or reworked. However, it is expensive to train employees to work based on the standards set, and this approach relies heavily on employees following instructions of standards set. In the exam, you may be asked to consider the advantages and disadvantages of the two approaches and then make a justified recommendation to a firm which of the approaches it should implement.